Reddit, the worst website on the internet now that 4chan doesn't exist. A place you should never ever go to except for that one time you bought yourself a brand new mechanical keyboard from insert famous gaming gear brand here, posted it on the mechanical keyboard subreddit, and everyone told you that you're a loser because you didn't build one yourself for $700 and 9 months waiting for the keycaps to arrive. But I digress. Today we're going to be taking a look at the aradoxExtra subreddit, a subreddit where people post memes that relate to Paradox games like Europa Universalis 4, Crusader Kings 3, Hoi 4, Victoria 3, and even Imperator Rome. A place that actually lets you post memes, unlike the official game subreddits. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at all the Paradox game memes and get ready to dig our eyes out. Hey everyone, before this video begins, I just want to let you guys know that we are currently live on the Parabellum YouTube and Twitch channels with our first ever Crusader Kings 3 show, Kingmaker, where 8 of the best CK3 players are competing in a tournament today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and on Sunday to see who is the best of them all. Me, Lath, and Midge have worked really hard on organizing this, so if you guys can check it out, if you like CK3, it would be an honor. If you're seeing this after that and we're no longer live, why not check out the VODs and the videos? Thank you. Let's move on with the video. All right, here we are on the aradoxExtra subreddit, ladies and gentlemen. I just explained what it is, and for those of you complaining about light mode, I'm not logged in, so shut up. But here we are, man. I've never actually visited this subreddit. People told me not to go to it, but why not ruin my channel a little bit? So yeah, let's take a look at all these memes that people have posted right here. Now, I think we are going to be sorting by top of all time, I think. Top of all time. And yeah, let's take a look at what people have posted on this subreddit. So starting off with the post from 3 years ago, trying to get someone from every province to comment day 1. Well, listen, that's not a meme. That's just you doing something. Listen, just because you're unemployed and have nothing to do with your life doesn't mean you have to bother people with these types of things. Although respect, because I do think this is the EU4 map. Yeah, it is the EU4 map, so I'll give you slight points for that. We have our next meme right here. Cha-cha, real smooth. Come to Turkey, meet with me. Turkey supports Russia. The girl says, I'm from Ukraine. Turkey supports Ukraine. Ah, flexible foreign policy. That's how you know, man. This is a real Hoi champion right here. A real one. Inside of you, there are 2 Brits. Classic racism. Ah, modern racism. Listen. I'm not gonna comment on this. I'm not British, but any Brits watching this, except if you're from the Isle of Man, don't comment if you're from there. I got some issues that I'm not gonna mention here in this video, but let me know, is this true? City Skylines 2 will have a good release and everyone's faith in Paradox will be restored. Mein Führer, City Skylines 2. No, oh my god, this is, if you guys don't know, this is like an iconic scene from, I guess, a Hitler movie. I don't know what it's about, I haven't seen it, but oh my god, yeah, dude, I feel like I gotta comment on this, man. City Skylines 1, the OG one, is literally one of my favorite games of all time. I have thousands of hours in CK, man. I look back on it fondly, you know, when I was in high school, coming back from an outing with the boys and getting my stupid you know, laptop with integrated graphics, sitting outside on my balcony and playing City Skylines, building up my cities till 4 or 5 in the morning, and it was just amazing. I was looking forward to doing the same, even making videos about City Skylines 2, but yeah, major fumble, man. They dropped the bag with this one. So yeah, this meme just made me angry once again about City Skylines 2. Hoi 4 gameplay versus Hoi 4 lore. Among Us. Is that Luxembourg? Among Us. Yes, it is. Hoi 4 lore. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. This is a video. I'm not gonna put the volume up, but yeah, I gotta say, pretty accurate. Me showing Sleepy Joe how to press the reduce inflation button. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is literally that simple. And you know, he found it. I think he found it. Listen, the reason everyone calls him Sleepy Joe is because we all slept soundly at night, man. You know, with this new stuff and with my retirement savings being well, non-existent, I think we gotta show DJT the reduce inflation button, and yeah, that's all I have to say about that. EU4 player with a time machine. Watch out, Basilius. The Ottomans will use gunpowder to siege your city. Thank you for warning me, stranger. Hoi 4 player with a time machine. Oh, I seen this. I know this. Hoi 4 player with a time machine, and it's freaking Indiana Jones meeting Hitler, dude. He's about to sign his book, man. He's about to give him an autograph. Yeah, you know. Hoi 4 players do have the reputation of being the biggest race car drivers out of the entire Paradox community, but listen, is it really like that? I don't know. At the end of the day, it's just good fun. But I will tell you that EU4 players, I gotta say, we're the most normal bunch. At least that's my experience. We're the most normal bunch. You know, you got the CK3 guys with the eugenics and the incest and the, you know, scheming and stuff like that. You got the Victoria 3 guys, which are XL nerds, which might even be worse than the CK guys. And then you got the Hoi 4 players, you know, just race car drivers. I wonder what the Imperator guys are doing. Actually, they don't exist, so let's move on. CK3 fans explaining how the game will... Wait, that's going too fast. CK3 fans explaining how the game will eventually have all CK2 features. Yeah, that's true. You know, CK3 did launch a bit bare bones, but I think out of the modern Paradox games, man, I think it's the best launch. I think it will probably be beaten by EU5 from what we've seen from the dev diaries so far. Obviously, we don't know how the game plays just yet, but yeah, I think CK2 fans when they get called a furry for marrying a horse. Actually true. EU4 fans explaining why super advanced native tribes in America are plausible. This is facts. This is me. #relatable. Vicky3 fans when the game inevitably won't live up to the hype. Well, we got a time traveler over here, but yeah, I gotta say that was accurate. Stellaris fans when they're called a racist, not a fanatic, xenophobe. Of course, I forgot about Stellaris. It's because it's not real history, right? Because we all know everything else is real history, but it's because it's aliens. I do like Stellaris, though. I wish I played it. Paradox fans, when the 100th DLC drops, they're gonna buy it either way. True. Very true. Hoi 4 fans, when they see the 2000th encirclement on r/Hoi4. This is true. This is true. Imperator fans explaining why the game is the best because no DLC. Listen, we don't talk about Imperator here, all right? PDX executives when their players don't like their half-finished product. This is Vicky 3. I gotta be honest. This is Vicky 3. City Skylines fans when they hear country roads. I actually #don't relate to that one. Paradox Interactive game sales if autism didn't exist. Yeah, honestly, we're all a little bit tizzed up, you know. We're all a little bit tizzed up. Respect to all my homies. It seems only 4 Hearts of Iron will take down the Axis. Churchill told Roosevelt, Stalin, and de Gaulle. Just straight fire. Just straight fire right there, ladies and gentlemen. This is obviously one of the most famous Churchill quotes. If you walk into the British Parliament building, I don't know what it's called. Do they have 2? I have no idea. But it's literally written on the floor, carved in marble, in granite, whatever the floor is. And yeah, man, it's a quote I think about daily, and it's this is actually the main reason Churchill got elected right after the war. Girls, if he knows the difference between the Ottoman and Byzantine empires, just know you are the side hoe to his map video game addiction. Now, I have a problem with this, folks. I have a problem with this because I remember the exact day this tweet came out on. In fact, I remember seeing it. I might have even retweeted or commented or quote tweeted something about it, but I do have a problem. Listen, this is too basic for us map staring nerds, all right? This is basic white girl that doesn't play map games claiming to have knowledge about people that play map games. If you don't know the difference between the Ottoman and Byzantine empires, I'm sorry, you're just stupid. I guarantee you, if I walk out on the street right now and if I encounter anyone from the ages of the 15 to 85 and I ask them, what's the difference between the Ottoman and Byzantine empires? Everyone will be able to tell me Ottoman, Turks, Byzantine, Greeks. At least they'll know that. So if she really wanted to get a little more specific and really touch, what you call it, pull on a little tendon right here, like 127 hours when the guy cuts off his arm. If she really wanted to be accurate with that, she could have just said, if he knows the difference between like Achaemenid Persia and then the other Persia, or if he knows the difference between this caliphate and that caliphate, then you're the side hoe to his map video game addiction. But Ottoman and Byzantine empires, man, too basic, yo. Too basic. Rant over. Next meme. Paradox games be like Gibraltar. Yeah. Yeah, this is so accurate, dude. Why is it, dude? I feel like Gibraltar, man, and Venice, it's always like this. Like, okay, Venice gets a little more accurate sometimes, but yeah, Gibraltar. I think it's gonna be the most accurate in EU5. In fact, let me look up the EU5 Iberia map, and we can see just how tiny or big it is and make fun of it. There it is, I found it, and that's Gibraltar right there. Yeah, it's still pretty massive considering Gibraltar's like that big, the size of the freaking magnifying glass in real life, but that's the best one we've had so far, man. That's definitely the best one we've had so far. I don't know about Imperator, but yeah, this might be the best one we have. So you know, I gotta say, officially, meme no longer relevant. A tweet posted by PDX: in Sweden, people make games, but they're just maps. Nobody knows how to play them, and people just stare at them for hours and watch them change colors. Yeah, it's true. It's all true. In Sweden, people do make video games. You know, Paradox games, Minecraft, probably something else. Nobody knows how to play them. We don't. I still don't. I literally have a CK3 show coming up in a few hours, like I mentioned in the promo in the intro. I have 4 hours in CK3. You know, shout out Lathan Midge for having faith in me, but maybe it's going to be a disaster. Paradox, we will not add a genocide button to our games. EU4, allow us to introduce ourselves. And it's the change culture, attack natives, and convert province button. Okay, so let me break it down for you guys as an EU4 content creator. First, we have the change culture map button. Now, this has been an argument amongst the EU4 community for years. Is this actually genocide? No. No, it's not. Let me say that because it uses Diplo points. It uses Diplo points, which are used for diplomatic actions, and it takes a really, really long time if you don't have the modifier. So the way I like to imagine this change culture is slowly, over a generation or two, people become, you know, assimilate into the country. For example, I don't know, let's take America as an example. You got two people from, let's say, I don't know, Switzerland, a husband and wife. They move to the US. Why would anyone move to the US from Switzerland? I don't know, but that's just the example I came up with. They get married over there, have kids, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, they get a green card or whatever. And sure, they may become American citizens, but their culture is still Swiss, and then their kids are like half Swiss, half American, and then their kids are American. So pretty much that is what that is, hurried up, you know, with schools and stuff like that. Convert province, convert the faith, obviously that's not really genocide. I mean, if you kill the people, who are you going to convert? So the existing people that are there, you just convert their religion. And then this middle one, I can't defend. That's the genocide button. It uses mill points. You walk into an uncolonized province with natives and you kill them. It's as simple as that. They did add that button. They really did. Breaking: Nicaragua cuts diplomatic ties with the Netherlands. Paradox game pop-up ass event. We've had quite a few of these recently, haven't we? RIP Napoleon, you would have loved Paradox games. The next Napoleon is out there with 2,000 hours in Hoi 4 and U4 being digitally lobotomized by Skibbity toilet memes. Yeah, most likely. I wonder, do you guys think, and this is the most Paradox gamer ass opinion ever, they actually practice war plans in Paradox games? Probably not. Imperialism CBB like, fabricate claim. This is my territory. Claims fabricated. That's a nice argument, neighbor. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the frick up. Yeah, that's pretty much fabricate claim. Accurate. Paradox interactive fan meeting. A trans person, a communist person, a Nazi person, and a MAGA person. Well, this is awkward. Listen, this is Paradox gamer hate. Okay? We're not all like that. In fact, I'm neither of those. This generation was the first to be raised on Paradox Interactive. CK2 taught me racism against Mongols. Crusader Kings 3 taught me racism against Scandinavians. EU4 taught me racism against Turks. Victoria 2 taught me racism against Confederates. Hoi 4 taught me racism against Germans. Stellaris taught me racism against space aliens, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Well, that's just sad, but let's break these down. Okay, Stellaris, obviously, you know, you get to pick if you're like, I think you literally get to pick if like your empire or whatever is racist. So that's the explanation behind that. Hoi 4, Germans, obvious, very obvious. Germany's the big bad guy everyone hates, so acceptable. Victoria 2 against Confederates, you know, they're the big bad guy, I guess. Well, in the US, but still understandable. EU4, Ottomans. CK3 versus Scandinavians, I don't get that one. I guess Vikings raiding. And CK2 against the Mongol Empire, I guess the hordes are powerful in Crusader Kings 2. I don't know. I never played it. Here are the EU4 player archetypes. I did a separate video about this, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. It will be linked at the end of the video, or you can just find it in the playlist that the current video you're watching is in. But this is a banger. Check out the EU4 player archetypes video if you haven't already. EU4 AI when you hit 51 aggressive expansion. Oh my god. Kill! Yes, yes, yes. It's always funny, man, that it's such a arbitrary number, but everyone that plays EU4 keeps it in the back of their head, you know. It's like, yeah, can't go over 50, can't go over 50. And listen, if you're one of those guys that are like, haha, aggressive expansion, it's just a number, just conquer them. No, maybe for some countries when you reach a certain point, try playing or I don't know, Milan or Siena or something. Full annex Florence. Go ahead, full annex Florence, and then you'll see if A is just a number. Do it. No balls. Karl Marx in the Victoria live-action movie. Yeah, I don't know. Jack Black's been getting many roles recently, man. We might see him as Karl Marx. EU4 player talks to the bank. I'm sorry, sir, but we cannot accept your payment. Your balance is too low. Take loan. What? Debase currency. Demand reparations. Yes, it really is that simple, man. People are gonna say, you know, Vicky is the ultimate economic simulator, and it teaches you things about real life and how economy and trade and stuff like that works, but really, it's way more accurate in EU4. Take loan, debase currency. I mean, we all saw it, you know, a couple of years ago. Demand reparations too. I mean, look what they did to Haiti. Venezuelans approve a referendum to claim sovereignty over a swath of neighboring Guyana. I remember this. This was like last year. Yeah, war justification, yeah. I really thought something was gonna happen, but, you know, as always, nothing ever happens. Me reading the list of countries that can form a coalition against me after I took 2 HRE provinces. Yeah. You know, your last wish before 200k HRE Doomstack will ravage your way to the capital. Accurate, man. Once again, going back, AE is not just a number. The classic, the classic. If you don't know this one, you've been sleeping under a rock, ladies and gentlemen. Let's read this post from r/relationship advice, the subreddit where people, you know, that might genuinely have problems in their relationship if they're not making it up, they come here as a last resort. They ask for help. Please, wholesome 100 Chungus front page redditors, help me. How do I not break up with my husband after he accidentally left his sock on the floor? Of course, everyone's just gonna tell him, divorce him. But, nevertheless, let's read this post. My girlfriend thinks a game is gonna make me a race car driver. I, male 19, like to play strategy games, and my favorite games are Hoi 4, CK3, and EU4. These games are about conquering and managing a nation in the times of World War II, Crusades, and the Age of Discovery. You know, actually, pretty nice description right there, male 19. Today I was playing EU4 and was colonizing the Americas as France and conquering tribes, and my girlfriend was watching it and calling me immoral for colonizing in a video game. I told her it's just a video game, and it's not hurting anyone, so it doesn't matter, and I will play games I like. She then starts going on about how I'm never considering her feelings because I said she's just creating things to be mad about because this isn't really a problem for anyone else. I don't know what I should do because nobody I know has this problem with their girlfriends. You know, listen, I'm gonna give you the top advice that our relationship advice always loves to give. break up with her. It's as simple as that. Break up with her. Welcome to heaven. To enter, you must be forgiven by everyone you killed. Well, I never killed anyone, so video games included. Hoi 4 players. Oh, trillions. Trillions. You're gonna spend all your time in heaven, unless it's eternal or something, literally waiting to be forgiven. Even if everyone forgives you, it's gonna take such a long time, man. How long does it take me to say, I forgive you? I forgive you. It's probably like a second, right? So, a trillion seconds? I don't know. How long is a trillion seconds? Hoi 4 diplomacy is real. I'm terrified of the future. And this is from last year. As an EU4 fan, I want to become politician. Okay. First, let's take a look at his, name and profile picture. Also, Kaiserreich mod somehow revived syndicalism. And more than half of users of monarchism, r/monarchism, play Paradox games, according to a poll, myself included. Hoi 4 players are the politicians of the future. Goddamn, I'd rather have Stellaris players be politicians of the future if it's good. And we don't need any Paradox players to be politicians, all right? Everyone watching, stick to video games. Hey, I noticed you're an American capable of identifying every single country in the world except African ones. Is it safe to assume that you're a fan of Hoi 4? It is. It is very safe to assume that they're a fan of Hoi 4. And if they somehow know about that tiny ass country in between Russia and China, whatever it's called. A new DLC from my favorite grand strategy game. Let's see. Reworked mission tree for the African nation of Mambuti. New form of government. It made me die, this meme. New form of government for the Indonesian tribe of Jumanji. 100 new events for the Ubuntu religion. Perfect. Buys DLC. Starts campaign as France. Dude. So accurate. All right, boys. Story time once again. Listen. Here's the setting. The year is 2022, I think. We're all in Stockholm for the last PDXCon that was ever organized. At that point, an EU4 DLC was coming out. I think it was the Scandinavia one. Which one was it? It's like Lions of the North was about to come out, right? So there's all these PCs at PDXCon, about, dozens of PCs, and Lions of the North is installed on all of them. So basically anyone that's there, the DLC was about to come out in like 2 weeks after that. So everyone could sit down, for a couple of minutes, try it out, take a look at the mission trees, gov reforms and stuff like that. So everyone's doing that. We're just, standing around, goofing around, blah, blah, blah. Yo, check that out as Sweden. And there's a vacant computer right next to us. This absolute Giga Chad says nothing to no one. And keep in mind, we're all niche internet micro celebrities right there. So we're all expecting someone to ask for a picture, But no, this absolute Giga Chad comes, sits down, boots up EU4 with Lions of the North that not a lot of people have tried. Starts a game, Byzantium. He literally sits down, starts playing Byzantium, bro. I think I even have a picture of it. I can't be bothered to find it right now. We were just in shock and in awe. Story time over. I remember this. Legacy of Persia flavor pack, EU4 King of Kings. Oh crap. Well, one of us is gonna have to change. Yeah, they did drop at the same time, didn't they? I like to think they didn't know about each other. The EU4 guys were building it, the CK guys were building it, and they were like, well, literally this happened. That's what I like to think. When do I start getting any good? 6 hours playtime. That's the neat part. You don't. 5,001.7 hours. It's true. It's true. People like to say, with 4,000 hours, you learn something new every day. And it's the declare war button, right? But, a Giga Chad EU4 player such as myself, I know everything. Even things that I don't know, I know. Richard Nixon revealed to a wartime friend during World War II that he had remained a virgin until his late 20s. He apparently used to ruin dates by giving women speeches about what might happen if the Persians had conquered the Greeks rather than romance them. Nixon, PDX player, confirmed. He's not just like me because I'm obviously super popular with the ladies. Just kidding, lady. I have a girlfriend and I love her very much. So, ladies, back off. A silver lining of our digital age is that you can ask a Habsburg his thoughts on anime girls. Wonder what Edward Habsburg would think about this. If you guys don't know, Edward Habsburg is on Twitter. I think he's the Hungarian ambassador to the Vatican or something like that. So he's showing him an anime waifu dressed like what was his name? Emperor Joseph or something? I think they were the white ones. Oh wow, thanks a lot for sharing. Women don't wear the golden fleece. Apart from that, fantastic. He's just like me for real. He's a certified Paradox player. I think boys, we should organize. Let's get Edward Habsburg to play Austria with me in EU4. Let's do that. Everyone, well, no, let's not actually harass the man. You know what? I take it back. I would love to do it, but I take it back. And that's when Adolf Hitler said, "Their hearts are made of iron." Once again. Once again, a very famous quote by a famous Austrian politician. Yeah, it's just like the Churchill one is better though. The Churchill one is better. I gotta admit I'm partial to Churchill because he was a part of the good guys, but yeah. Me, Germany, and my friend Romania in a trip to any victory point past Moscow to capitulate the Soviets. We forgot to use collaboration government. And the Shrek and Donkey. Oh my god. Do you want to go out sometimes? You are cute. Plus 49. Base reluctance minus 50. I will not accept. Yeah, gotta cure cancer. Learn Swahili for plus 2 extra opinion. That's true. Listen. If you ever find yourself in a situation like this in real life, just click the improve opinion button, bro. Just click the improve opinion button. Send a real marriage offer if you're part of those societies. If not, improve relations first. But yeah. The next Crusader Kings DLC will introduce an information obscurity mechanics and an epidemic mechanic. Trust my words. Last night I had a revelatory dream in which I was gazing upon the DLC page for the next CK3 expansion. Listen. Source, it came to me in a dream. Most reliable source, boys. Trust. That one U4 event where your advisor cucks you. Oh my god, yes. It's like the funniest thing. It's like, you know, a lot of people don't read events, myself included, but, you know, we all know this event. We all know this event. And it's, well, it's painful. I gotta say, it's painful, you know. When the hotel got the cuck chair, you know the advisor's about to walk in through the door. City Skylines be like, another CS meme. City Skylines be like, about 17 people live here. Yeah. Oh my god. The one thing I strongly disliked about the original City Skylines was, man, the amount of unrealistic people living in those in a building or in a house. That's why I got that realistic population model or whatever it was called. You can't have a single floor detached house and you have 4 households in it. Really? 16 people live in a 200 square foot house? I mean, I know, listen, to get serious here, I know there are people that live like that in real life and stuff like that, but not in my American unwalkable city with American style houses, bro. And also, yeah, 17 people in a skyscraper. Realistic population? Actually, a great mod for City Skylines. Czechoslovakia in real life. I'm the 4th biggest exporter of weapons. Skoda factories are biggest in Europe. After mobilization, I had the biggest army in the world. Czechoslovakia and Hoi4, I have 6 factories. Yeah, it's just balance, man. At the end of the day, it's just balance. What can I say? Hey guys, rate my friend's setup. A Plants vs. Zombies meme. I love it, dude. I love Plants vs. Zombies. I can't believe I'm seeing this on the aradoxExtra subreddit. Look at this, boys. Look at this. I do not have a lot of games on my phone, you know, to avoid tiny cousins. Look at this. Look at that, baby. PVZ on the phone. I got it on the iPad and on the PC and on the Xbox. I got it everywhere. But listen, it's actually accurate. It's actually accurate. Yeah, we got the Maginot walnuts. We got the sunflowers, and it's just, you know, I would put sunflowers in Belgium and in Netherlands too. Listen, well, maybe not in Belgium, but yeah, you get the point. For every launched DLC, the hope remains. I think I forgot something. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. And it's South America. Oh, I feel for it. I feel for it. But as a player, oh my god, did I just describe myself as a player? As a person who doesn't keep up with Hoi 4 news that much, this is 2 years ago. Has South America been updated since then? If it has, meme irrelevant. If it hasn't, more relevant than ever. Another famous historical quote, ladies and gentlemen. And you, 3 kings, shall crusade. Pope Gregory VIII to Frederick I, Richard I, and Philip II. Yeah, this is one of the most famous Pope Gregory VIII quotes, and still not beating that Churchill one though. Not beating that Churchill one. In fact, the reason we don't have a writing fire in this one, and it's just a picture of him in the CK3 times, they didn't have the writing with fire technology. They did have it in Hoi 4 time, which of course is known as the flamethrower. A famous quote by Margaret Thatcher right here. The problem with EU4 is that you eventually run out of early game. True, and yeah, that's true, and that's true. Yeah, that's true right there, dude. And true, and yeah, that's true. Listen, a bit of advice: play later, play further. Don't become giant in the first 100 years. Take it slow, boys. When you're invading the Middle East in Victoria 3 because of your massive oil deficit. I get it now, yeah. It's just, it's just realistic. What can I say? A classic one. I love EU4 memes because they're the most hashtag relatable for me. So when Assad's government got toppled, I saw this on Twitter, and I actually laughed. I actually laughed out loud. You know, we like to say LOL and Lamau and Rafflemau. Just kidding, nobody says that, but I actually laughed out loud. Bashar al-Assad reportedly forgot to activate all forts. I've never seen anything more accurate. Wait, they really do have mountains and forests? I thought you were joking. It's so over. Is that the EU4 terrain map? Did you just check the terrain by opening up the wiki? So we don't know the context of what these guys are talking about, but this guy sharing a simple terrain EU4 map of, well, Manchuria, let's be real, but it has nothing to do with EU4, I'm guessing. So, is it accurate? I don't know. They call me 007. 0 ducats, 0 manpower, 7 active wars. Honestly, me, average Hoi 4 lobby. Accurate. I found the headquarters of virginity. Oh, it's a guy at the PDX office. Oh, I've actually been there. The office is really nice. British soldiers on their way to go on another offensive in the mountains of Italy, knowing damn well my panzer divisions have already taken England, Wales, and Liverpool with only 20k casualties. Yeah, the AI is something, man. The AI is something. Listen, I was playing an Andalusia Grand Campaign in EU4. Check it out if you haven't already. And I was like saying how I don't like to build up like super way stronger than the AI. I was fighting a massive Italy, by the way, and I was like, listen, we can build 2 million troops right here and 500,000 boats, and we can steamroll Italy. But I was like, it's more fun when the AI puts up a challenge and whatnot, and you know, the war is harder and we can role play. And at that same moment, Italy lands 150,000 troops on Corsica, and I still just rolled through them. So yeah, maybe I should start playing on very hard. I don't know. I can't be bothered. But speaking of can't be bothered, ladies and gentlemen, I also can't be bothered to continue this video and look at this subreddit for one more second, because that's enough Reddit time for me for the entire month of April and May and June and July and August. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed me taking a look at PDX memes right here, leave a comment, like the video. You know, we may do another one of these, or we may do game specific memes. Also, let me know if you guys want to, you know, post these memes, these types of memes in my Discord, and we could take a look at it from there. Maybe you guys are funnier than these people that post on the aradoxExtra subreddit. Of course you are. You're watching me, so not only are you funnier, you're smarter, more handsome, and just better at life. But yeah, that's been my review of the aradoxExtra subreddit. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see more subreddit reviews like this, check out a video, if you see it pop up over here, of the, you know, the EU4 player archetypes or whatever, and subscribe for more videos. But yeah, that's it for me for now. See you next time.